Hello, Julienne. How are you today?
I'm good.
So this must be your mother, Sarah, and your father, Roger. Welcome. It's nice to meet you guys. So I am Estelle Lopez. I work for an agency called Evergreen. Um, this agency works closely with students and their families to connect them with resources they might need in order for them to be successful, not only in school, but in every aspect of their lives. So with that being said, we're here today because it has came to the school's attention that Julienne has been missing class, and I'm just here to see if I can not only help Julienne but her family as well in order to get Julienne back on the right track. Do any of you guys have any questions so far?
Nope.
No? Okay. So I do want to let you guys know that this is confidential. No one is going to know. I will not be discussing any of our conversations that we have here with anybody. So feel free to just really talk and express yourself however you want to, because I am here to help you guys in the best way I possibly can. With that being said, it is my duty to warn you guys that if there is any mention of any child abuse or child neglect or even self-harm, that I will have to report that. But that's the only thing that I will have to report. Besides that, I mean, everything should be good. And so any questions, any concerns so far?
So only the legal stuff is confidential?
Um, like I said, everything's confidential. This agency wants to empower people, and we work mostly with children, and we do like to give a voice to those kids that don't have voices. So, like I said, if we hear about a child being abused, then we will have to report it. By law, we will. But anything else, I mean, as long as you're not telling me that you're going to murder somebody tomorrow and have a plan, I'm not going to report it.
I don't plan on murdering anyone. I just noticed that you said it's confidential and then that it's not confidential. But proceed.
Yeah, so it is kind of confusing. I understand. But so Roger and Sarah, with your permission, I would like to ask Julienne some questions if that's okay with you guys. So Julienne, let me start off with, how old are you?
I am 14.
Yes, and do you know what grade you're in?
I'm in 8th grade.
Okay, and how do you like school so far?
I mean, it's okay. I get my work done.
Yeah, do you have any friends?
I have a few friends at school, but I have my little group of people, but I don't really like to get out of my group of people.
Okay, and would you consider yourself involved like in school? So let's say that if a teacher was to ask a question, would you be one of those people that would jump in and raise their hand to try to answer it? Or, I mean, how do you interact with everyone else in class, including the teachers?
I try to just stay out of the way. I mean, if I don't have to talk, then I won't. And as far as the students go, like, people are just jerks, so I try to just stick to myself. The less interaction seems like the better way to go, because I don't really want a lot of conflict, because people are just mean nowadays.
Sorry, I'm taking notes if you don't mind. So I hear you saying that you kind of prefer to stay a little bit on the outskirts because people are mean, but could you give me an instance whenever you thought that somebody was being mean to you? What was said or what was done towards you that made you feel that way?
Well, it's not really what's done towards me, but I overhear people talking about others, or like bullying others, and just being like really insensitive, and it gets underneath my skin. So if I can just stay away from it, that's what I choose to do.
You know, I think that is a sign of you caring. The fact that you care about how other people are being treated, even though that treatment is not towards you, it's towards your peers, it offends you. And I think that shows how pure of a heart you have, and you're empathetic, and that is awesome to hear you say. Um, so I want to go into like, do you have any hobbies, anything that you like to do for fun?
No, I don't know, like I like to get on the internet and watch videos a lot and just kind of chill out in my room. That sounds like a good day to me.
Okay. And so what do you think is a problem? Like, what can I help you with?
I don't really see the problem as long as I'm not failing classes. Like I don't see what the big deal is. Like I feel like I have good grades for the most part. Like I've only made 2 Ds the last 2 years. Um, but as far as that goes, like I feel like as long as I'm doing my work, that's all that should matter.
Okay, and do you understand why we're here today? Like why we're having this meeting?
Yeah, it's because I've been missing some school.
And
But she's doing good in school.
she is doing good in school, but it's also very important for her to, in order for her to do good in school and to do better than what she's doing now, it's very important for her to go to school. And not only that, to have the interactions with her peers. Um, so is there a reason why you haven't been going to class?
I just like to sleep in. Like it's better for me just to stay in bed. I would rather stay in bed than go to school.
And so are you normally the one that wakes up in the morning and decides you don't want to go to school, or does another parent try to wake you up to get you to get ready to go to school? Could you kind of describe what your morning looks like?
Yeah, so a lot of times I fight with my mom. Like she'll come in and try to wake me up and I tell her, like get out. Like I'll get up whenever I'm ready. And we go back and forth a couple of times. But normally if I stay, kind of stand my ground for the most part, sometimes she'll let me stay home.
Okay. And this will be the last question towards you. On an average, about how many days a week do you skip school?
I mean, maybe like once a week. It's really not that bad.
Well, let me just say that the fact that you're skipping school once a week, obviously that's not something that I encourage and that I like to hear. I do understand sleeping in is awesome. It's amazing. But the fact that you are still passing school and you're skipping class, that is amazing. So could you even imagine how much better your grades would be if you were actually in class every day of the week? So I really praise you for, how well you're doing in school so far, and also for this kind and loving heart that you have. So with that being said, if you don't mind, I would like to ask your mother a couple of questions.
I have a
Hey, Sarah,
question.
how are you doing?
Roger has a question.
Yes, Roger.
Who reported this? How did you become aware of this? Was it her teacher that told?
Okay, so in the school setting, they do take attendance every day, and that is reported to the principal. And then whenever they notice that there's a pattern of a student that's missing so many days, it becomes alarming, and we do worry and we wonder what's going on. So, and the principal has to report it. So, like I said, attendance is taken every day, and when you're not there, it definitely rings some bells.
Why
It's a
didn't the
good
school
question.
contact us first?
Excuse me?
Why didn't the school contact us first?
You know, that's a good question. To be honest, I don't really know. And I'll ask the school that. You guys should have been contacted about it, but we're here
We
now,
weren't.
so let's address the issue.
Sure.
Any more questions? That was a good question, Roger. So, Sarah, could you tell me about what a day looks like for you? What a typical day would look like?
Well, a typical day is getting up, and most of the time it's Julianne and Billy, and getting Julianne up for school and taking care of Billy all day and keeping the household going.
Okay. And let me just ask, whenever Julianne doesn't go to school that day, you know, she did mention that she gives you a hard time in the morning. So I'm sure that that's a lot to deal with. Whenever she doesn't go to class, what does she typically do on a day?
Well, she makes up for it by helping take care of her little brother. It's a relief when she is home.
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually read that you do have a son named Billy who is disabled, and I'm sure that's really hard, and I'm sure that having Julianne at home helping you out really takes some of that stress off of you. So I'm glad that you have such a beautiful daughter that will step in and help you out whenever you need it.
She gets it from her dad.
I'm sorry, what was that?
She gets it from her dad.
Oh, I'm sure she does. It looks like you guys have such a beautiful family, especially with Julianne. I can see it. But so what type of help does Julianne do around the house? I mean, you said that she helps take care of her younger brother, but could you kind of tell me in what ways she may help out?
Well, she's figured out a way to communicate with Billy. And still to this day, you know, Roger and myself have a hard time communicating with them, much less anybody. They're very bonded and very attached.
Well, that's really good to hear that she has a good relationship with her brother. So could you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, let me ask you, what do you feel like you're good at? Like, you know, I feel like every member of this family contributes in one way to another, and everyone has their strengths. What do you contribute to the family that you feel like is one of your biggest strengths?
I don't think you understand the needs that Billy has, that what we do on a daily basis. Billy's confined to a wheelchair and we have to feed him through a feeding tube. He doesn't communicate and he throws tantrums and we have to do everything for him. You know, take him to the restroom and clean, dress him every day. And if you're asked what this family's good at, this family's taking care of Billy.
It sounds like it's really hard. That's really tough. How have you been coping with all of this?
I wouldn't say coping. You know, your family is what your family is. And, you know, Billy's kind of became our teacher.
And do you feel like you have a good support system, someone that has your back? Like, I'm sure that this must be not only physically tiring, but emotionally draining as well. Do you have someone close to you that you confide in, that you can kind of release all of this, I guess, this burden that you have? Not saying that Billy's a burden.
I have Roger. Roger takes care of us. He goes to work every day and provides for his family. And Julianne helps when she can.
And do you have anybody outside of your husband and your daughter that you feel like you can lean on?
No, we stick to ourselves.
Okay. And what would you like to see different, not only in Julianne's life, but as a whole in your family? Like, if you could change anything, what would it be?
Well, we need to give Julienne more time to be a kid. You know, with Billy, when he was a baby, he was just a baby, even with needs. But as he's gotten bigger, he's been more of a baby. He's more of a chore to take care of. And, you know, the other families and parents notice. And so going to Julianne's events, you know, the eyes and the judgment were always upon us. And, you know, it's tough to get out. And the bigger he gets and the older he gets, the harder it is to, you know, get out of the house. It's quite the ordeal to get us all out of the house together. And we definitely need to focus more on Julianne.
I think that was beautifully said. Um, you're right, sometimes you look for the support of, your kids whenever they're still kids. And so I'm sure that this must be really hard on you, on Roger, and on Julianne. And I'm glad that we're talking about this because I would love to help you guys in any way possible. So if you could describe what a good day would look like for you, like if you could do anything in the world, what would it be? And what would you be doing? And how would you be feeling?
I don't know what a good day for me is anymore. All the days run together. You know, Julianne should be our focus, and I can barely focus enough to keep the house afloat and do my best to give Roger a home to come home to. You know, and I understand Billy is exactly who he's supposed to be, but is this what our family is supposed to be? It's so hard for me to celebrate my motherhood when this isn't the idea I have for a family.
Let me ask you a question. And I want to thank you for being so open and honest with me. Have you had any time to really process everything that's going on, not only with Julianne, but with Billy as well? Have you talked about it and really explored those feelings?
We just got to keep on keeping on. You know, life goes on day to day, and the family has to keep moving forward. You know, we got to take care of our basic needs every day.
Okay. Well, I do love the fact that you said that Julianne is a big concern right now, and that most of the focus should be on not only her, but also on Billy and taking care of the family household. Now, Roger, listening to your wife talk this way, how does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel a little guilty. Um, you know, I feel like there's more that I should be doing. Um,
You do so much.
yeah, but you know, we used to be so happy. You know, we had the best marriage, and we were so happy with Julianne. But the last 8 years, I've just seen the life slowly be sucked out of our family. And I'm not saying that we don't love our baby Billy, but he's hard, and it takes a toll on you. It's hard for my wife to have to give up her career to stay at home and watch Billy, and then she can't really take him out and hang out with friends without, her getting looks because of the way that Billy is. And he's not an easy kid. He's getting harder and harder as he's growing. And I've slowly seen the life get sucked out of my life. And I feel guilty because I feel like, I should keep, the life or the energy, the vibe in the home up, but it's just so hard. And I know that, this is um, where Julianne gets, she used to be so happy, she used to be so happy, but I feel like she's kind of placed this as a burden on herself to try to help her mom because her mom, Sarah has been, it's been getting harder and harder for her. And I feel like Julianne tries to help her out as best she can, and at the expense of her sacrificing going to school. And I wish there was more that I can do. I wish we had people who could help us, but it's just, I don't know what to do and I feel stuck.
So, first of all, I really want to praise this family. I can tell that you guys are loving and caring, and that there's definitely love in here. And you guys, I see the struggle. I don't really understand it because I haven't been there, but I love how you guys are painting a picture for me. And I think you guys are doing amazing with the hand that you guys have been dealt with. Um, so I'm here to help you guys. And what exactly, so some of the things that I know is Julianne's not going to school. She's been skipping classes, and she's been skipping classes because, she doesn't want to go to class. She's been helping Sarah out with Billy. Roger, what about you? Like, I know that you are the sole provider for your family, but could you kind of tell me what your day looks like?
So I don't have a set schedule. My schedule changes every month. And so currently I work from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. And then next month I'll be working from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's 12-hour shifts. But it's a good job. It provides for my family. It allows Sarah to stay home and watch Billy. And, I wish there was more that I could do around the house, but when I get home, I'm tired. It's a hard job. It's physically demanding, um, and I try to help out as much as I can. But yeah, it's 6 days a week. I get a lot of overtime, which is fine, I guess. We're not struggling with money, but we are struggling with having joy in the family. There's no joy in the house. It's just all been sucked out, and I don't know how to turn this ship around.
Okay. So you said that there's no joy in the family. Well, can you kind of tell me when there used to be joy? I mean, you guys did say that things haven't always been this way. When Billy was a kid, you said that you guys were happy and everything was going good. So could you tell me, I mean, I know the difference is that Billy's older now, but what would happen throughout the day that would make the house feel like it was joyful and everybody was happy?
Um, well, my wife is the life of the family, and um, when she felt fulfilled, when she felt fulfilled, the family was doing well. It was just there was a bunch of love and joy in the house. And there was still that once we had Billy, and even after she gave up, her career, there was just a lot of love, that she felt for Billy. But I just feel like over the years, it started weighing on her. And we used to go out and eat out at restaurants. We haven't stepped into the restaurant as a family, and who knows how long, because Billy starts throwing tantrums, and we start getting looks from other customers, and so we don't get out very much. We're pretty isolated. But we used to go to the park, we used to watch movies, we used to do a lot of stuff as a family that we just can't anymore. um,
Okay, and let me ask you, what do you think is a problem? Like, what would you change? What do you think would make this family happy again? What could you change to make it happy again?
That's a good question, because I feel like I've been searching for that answer for years now. Um, you know, I love Billy to death. I wouldn't trade him for the world. Um, but he does make things difficult. Um, I don't know what to do.
Okay, well, I just really want to commend you for really stepping up to the plate. And, you said you work 12-hour shifts, and that's really hard. You're the sole provider of this family, and I'm sure that everyone's super thankful. So I want to say that this sounds like a beautiful family, a very loving family. And I'm going to do my very best to help you guys out in the best way I possibly can. And this is really hard, and this is going to be really hard, and it's going to be a journey. And, I'm not going to say that, next week you guys are going to be like you guys used to be, because that's not how things work. You make little changes every day in order to get to where you want to be. So, the first thing that I want to recommend, especially for Sarah, is that, so I hear that you're isolated a lot. The whole family is isolated. And I know that it's really hard having Billy. And I feel like a little bit of fresh air, something to kind of change would be good for you guys. And I really want to have you guys ever considered joining like a support group for parents with children who have disabilities? There's this thing called the March of Dimes, and they work very well with families that that are going through the similar things that you guys are going through. So they'll understand you guys, but not only that, they'll also teach you ways to help your child. Would you guys be interested in maybe going to a class, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, whatever works best for you guys?
I mean, I'll go as long as as long as my schedule allows it, but it switches every month.
Yeah, so Sarah can go by herself with Billy. So like say that Julienne is in class and Sarah's with Billy all alone. You can go to one of these meetings by yourself with Billy. You can take the whole family as a group. I think that just really being able to connect with other people that are going through the similar situation that you are could really help you out, and learn different ways to help Billy as well. Would you guys be interested in something like that?
Is this something you will set up?
Excuse me?
Will you set this up?
Yeah, most definitely. So I could do a little bit of research in your area, figure out where the group is at, the days, and I could definitely sign you up. I will even go to the first couple of meetings with you if that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. But
Will you
yeah,
help
I
us
will
build?
set this up. Or I can give you the information and you can set it up for yourself. It's just whatever you prefer.
How much does it cost?
So March of Dimes, it's an organization. It doesn't cost anything. So it's free. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. So
What about getting there and getting back?
excuse me?
What about getting there and getting back?
Yeah, so
Billy can't take regular transportation.
I'm sorry, what was that? Billy can't what?
Use regular transportation.
Yeah, so what we
You got
could do
there.
what we could do is we can find transportation that would be suitable for you and Billy. So that wouldn't be something that you'd need to worry about either.
Who
But
would
like
pay for that?
I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that. But right now I would, like I said, I'm not completely sure. So let me do some research and find out what I can do for you. But obviously I'm gonna be looking at something that doesn't cost anything towards you for you. But if you would be interested in that, I will definitely do some research and I'll get back with you with all of the information. Does that sound good? And
You know
then
what I think? You know what I think would be of a lot of help to us?
what is that?
If you could find us like a babysitter that's trained to deal with kids like Billy, so that my wife can have a day with Julienne. I think she would really love that. I think they would both really love that.
So that is so awesome. Thank you so much for bringing that up. So we do have this thing called respite care that is for children, and there are families that are qualified to care for children that have disabilities. And I mean, let's say that you guys need a whole weekend off or a whole day off. Um, yeah, I could definitely look into getting you guys a babysitter so that you guys can go out and just really unwind and de-stress a little bit. Um,
So
Another
you know,
thing,
have we have thought about that before, but you know, I just get so scared for my Billy. I don't want him to think that we're abandoning him, and I don't want him because you know you hear all these horror stories about you know these caretakers that abuse kids and you know the senior citizens, and I will not tolerate that. So, is there any way for me to like screen these people to make sure that they have my son's best interests at heart?
yeah, no, most definitely, and that is definitely a concern, and it's something you should be worried about. So the thing is, we do screen all of our caretakers, and we do make sure that they are good people. But also, like, if it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable, we could have a caretaker come in and just interact with Billy while you guys are there so that you guys can really get the feel for her. And if you guys don't like her, we don't have to use her. We can find somebody else. But I would definitely like for her to come in and talk to you guys and, see the way that she interacts with Billy to see if that would be a good fit for you. But yeah, we definitely do screenings. We do background checks. We make sure that they are certified, and we make sure that they treat our children well. So that's a really good question, and it's a really good concern as well.
What about churches? You know, we
What
all
about
used to go to church together, but we haven't been able to find a church that is really accepting or tolerant of Billy interrupting services. Is there like a special needs ministry around or something like that?
So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Um, I I don't know. And when you think of a church, you think of a hospital. Like churches should be hospitals for people. Um, I I really can't control the way that churches treat people, but I can definitely look into churches that might be accepting and maybe even have other children like Billy around.
Maybe some that have like a daycare or childcare set up for special needs. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, most definitely. So, let me write that down really fast so I don't forget. So, I will do some research and I will ask around to see if I can find churches that have the facility and are capable to care for children like Billy. But that's a really good question, and I think going to church on Sundays would be really great for you guys as a family. And then I was gonna say, Julianne, like I know that school sometimes sucks, especially at your age. I know that it's hard. I know that it feels good to sleep in. And I think that you could become an amazing student. You already are. I mean, you're doing so well in school and you're not even there. Well, I mean, you are there, but you're not there all the time. So I know this is really hard, and I don't expect you guys to, like I said, next week be the perfect happy-go-lucky family. But I do want to make these really small changes to really help you guys out as a unit. And so I will be doing the support group, and I will get back with you, Sarah, and just really hammer out the details on that. But another thing that I would really love for you to do, Sarah, is that I know that caring for Billy is hard, and I know it takes up a lot of time. So I want you just once, like one time a day, just do something for yourself, something that makes you happy, whether it's as simple as singing in the shower. If that makes you happy, I want you to sing in the shower. Or if it's putting on a dress or dressing up or doing your makeup, just do something for yourself that really makes you feel good. And hopefully that can, I know it's not going to make things better, but hopefully it'll make you feel a little bit better. Um, and I would really love it if
Thank
you
you,
could.
but what would make me happy if you would direct all the follow-up.
I'm so sorry,
That would
Sarah,
make me
you were cutting out.
thank you for that. But what would make me happy is you would direct all the follow-up information to my husband, Roger.
Yeah, no problem. So, Roger, um, I know that your work week is difficult. I know that you're tired. I know that you work 12-hour shifts. Um, but I was gonna see if maybe like once a week you could do something for the family, whether it's order takeout and eat and watch a movie, put on a movie that you guys all enjoy. um if on an off day, I know that you said it's really hard to go to restaurants and stuff like that because of Billy, but maybe if there's a nice day, go out on a picnic as a family. Just really get you guys out of the house and really try different things. And like I said, I know that this isn't going to make things better, but I feel like it's the little changes that you do now that are really going to make a bigger impact later on.
I can do my best.
Awesome, Roger. Thank you. And then for Julienne, girl, you just need to wake up in the morning, go to school. And Sarah, I know that it's hard whenever she throws fits. And I know that sometimes it's just easier to give her way, but she is 14 and we do need her to go to school. So that would be nice, Julianne, if you could, try to wake up and get ready to go to school and not throw fits.
See, it's hard for me because I can't find the motivation. Is there any way that I can like learn to be self-motivated or I don't know, like have the want to? Because I see a lot of people in school that I feel like they have a lot of drive and I just don't have that. I just do the work that I have to do to just get through the day.
Well, let me ask you, are you involved in extracurricular activities? Is there anything that makes you happy when you're at school? Like any clubs, your friends? Do you have a teacher that she just makes you feel good?
I mean, I'm not involved really. I've been thinking about doing art, but I just haven't done it.
So if you love doing art, I think this would be an excellent time to go for it. I think that you should join art if that's what you want to do. And hopefully that will get you motivated and give you something to look forward to whenever you are going to school. And like I said, I know that it's really hard, but you need to start going to class. Okay.
Okay.
So do we have any more questions or concerns? Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to set up a following meeting in about 2 weeks just to see how things are going, to catch up with you guys, to see if there's anything that's working out, what's not working out, any changes that we could make. Also, Sarah and Roger, I will be getting back with both of you guys about the support groups and any other researches, any other solutions that I find about going to church Sundays, and also about your daycare. So like I said, in about 2 weeks, I will set up a following meeting, and then in between those times, I will be contacting you guys with information that I come up with. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. And once again, I just really want to praise you guys. I definitely see the unity in this family. I see our strengths. Julienne, you're smart. Sarah, you're so loving and so giving. And Roger, you're just a wonderful provider. And so I just really want to praise you guys because I know that this is hard and it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this, okay? Thank you guys. Bye.